Right, so the next concept I want us to look at is React events. And I think this will not take us long because we have already looked at events when we were looking at JavaScript. And an event is basically something that a user can do or something that a browser can do. The same thing in React, just like in the normal JavaScript, React can perform some actions based on user events. An example of events could be on click event or on mouse hover or some double click or some other events that has occurred, the user has triggered. So how do we handle these events in React, and how do we react to that events? So the React events are written using the camel case, and we are going to see that syntax of writing events. And then the event handlers are written inside the curly braces. So let us take a practical example to demonstrate the concept of events. And to do that, I have put this code block here so that we don't waste a lot of time in thinking. So what I'm going to do is to get this particular code and create a new component called posts. I want to create a new component called the post, because the platform we are building, we are trying to build here, we are trying to build a social media platform which will allow the users to post some blog content and they can be able to view. So when I click on new posts, I'm able to see some posts here. The poster name is the names you can see here. Now I want to add another button here or another link here, so that when you click on that link, you are able to see another form where you can input and post a new form. So to be able to add that component, how do we add components? We go and create a new file within the SRC folder. Right click on that SRC folder, we click new file, and we give the file name. Let us call it post dot or post page .js. And in this file I'm going to get this code here. So what this code is doing basically is that we are creating a new component, call it post new post form. This is the name of the component, and inside this component we have declared a use state variable called my text, and it has the function called set my text. And then also we have declared a function called handle change, which would be able to get the text that we type on that field. And then we are returning a form. We are creating a form with just one text area, which we can say write your post. Let me call write your post here. And then we are having this text area here called current value, which is displayed as my text. So let me export this component, because all components must be exported to be imported somewhere. So I'm going to export default, and then the component name is new post form. So after creating the component and making sure it has been exported, then we can import that component in the app.js. So here we can import new form component from the post page.js file, and then after importing it, we need also to define the route for it. So we want to say we add another route here and say route, and then we declare the path, and we say when the path is slash new post, then which element should be displayed, or which component should be displayed. We are going to display this component called new form post. All right, so let me save that. There has to be an equal sign here. Okay, let me save that. Then after we have added the path for that form, we also need to go to our navigation bar and make sure that we add the link, the physical link for it. So I'm going to add a new link and say to slash new post. So when the path is new post, then I can add the style for it. So I want to add a style color white to make it visible. And then I'm going to call it add post. So now when we save that and we come back to our page, you can see we have a new an error here saying use state is not defined. So let us go back to our post.js, and we need to make sure that we import the use state from React, so that it does not give us that error. And now it should run, and now we have a new link here called add a new post. So when we click on add new post, we are going to see this text area which is telling you write your post here. So once you start writing, let us write anything. I am happy due to, or maybe because I have completed new course. So you can see whatever you're typing here, it appears below here, and for that to happen, you must have some events that are being added somewhere. So we have this text area, and after you have typed, you are now going to post. So let us add a button so that after you have typed all whatever you want to type, you can now click on the button post, and that text maybe is going to be sent somewhere to your backend, and then from your backend it is going to be saved in the database, so that when other people come to view the post is listed as one of the posts which has been posted by you. All right, so we go back to our code and let us add a button below this. Let me just even remove this paragraph, and here I'm going to add a button below this, and I'm going to call it post, and below this one I'm going to add it break, a line break, and then I'm going to also add a line break here, me even add it more. Add 2 line breaks. And add another line break here again, just to make sure I have enough spaces between the post button, the text area, and this label here. So you can see now it is more clear. Write your post here, and then whatever post you are going to, after you have entered your post here, you're going to click on this button to post the content. So once you click post, you need to be able to handle some events. So the event that is being triggered here is called the click event. And how do we write that event, and how do we handle that event? So to handle that event, we must have a function that is handling the event. So let us have another function here. Within this component, we can define a function called we can call it function add new post. This is the function name. So what the function will do is to add a new post to the database. So this function here, it adds a new post. So but for now, because we don't have any backend or database set up, so what we are going to do right now, we are going to make this function to just alert a message saying post added successfully, post added successfully, and then here, yeah. So for now, let me just say post added successfully. So this is a function that is going to handle once a user clicks on the post button. Now we come in this post button, and inside the opening tag, we need to add an event called the click event. So we add an event called on click. This is the event, and then within these curly braces, we need to add the event handler. The event handler here is nothing but the function that should be called, or the function that should be executed once this button is clicked. And we are saying that the function should be this one, add a new post. So we call that function add new post that way, and then let us save the changes. And now when I type whatever I want to type here, so let me type literally anything, assuming that is my post, and then I click on post button, you can see now that function is called, and once the function is called, it sends an alert with that message saying post added successfully. Alright, so that is what we mean by event and event handler. So whenever there is an event triggered, whether by the user or by the browser, there must be an event handler somewhere to handle that event. You might want to send some data to the database, or you might want to fetch some data from the database, or you might want to alert the user of something, or you might want to tell the user to confirm, please confirm this before you proceed. All those are events or event handlers. Alright, so that is what we mean by events in React, and we say that events are written using the camel case syntax. That's why when you look at our code here, the event on click is being written using the camel case format. Is written using the camel case format. And also the event handler, which is the function, is being called, we must use the curly braces. So you can see that we use the curly braces to put the event handler. And the event handler is nothing but the function that should be called, or the function that should be executed once the event is triggered. Alright, Ochare, welcome to the meeting. You came in late, but you can still catch up. So that's all about the concept of event and event handlers. Unless you have a question to ask, then you can ask before we proceed. Any query?